Hello, everyone. Hello, Lynn. How are you
Hi,
doing today?
Marie. Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's still a little bit chilly here in Quebec. I don't know in Ontario, is it?
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly. I'll tell you, I was out west and where the forest fires were
Oh,
and are they're still going
yeah.
strong. There's like we're talking 60, 80 of them out of,
Wow.
that are going on, and only 20 or 30 of them they have under control. So there's a lot going on out west. I was in Edmonton and the temperatures were 27, 30 degrees. They were just gonna, as I was leaving, they were getting a little bit cooler weather. So I really hope that they get some rain to help with
Yes.
those fires. But yeah, Ontario, we got some coolness coming in. I have to say, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
30 degrees, a little too, but I'm not complaining because it's summer and summer's coming. But I kind of like that 20, 21 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
Very
Well, I
nice.
don't mind. I don't mind the degree. It's the wind. The wind is cold here in Quebec this morning. It was like 10 degrees.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we're, at the end of May. Actually, it's a holiday today.
Hmm.
While we're recording our podcast. It's a holiday today, and I'm gonna have to go out and work in the yard after recording the podcast. And yeah, I'm gonna put some sleeves and maybe a jacket on because the wind is still cold here.
Cool. Hmm.
Yes.
Aren't we Canadians talking about the weather?
And when it's too cold, we complain. When it's too hot,
I
we complain.
know.
That's that's
It's so
that's
true.
that's who
It's
we are.
so
That's who we are.
true.
On, on a happier note, we're going to continue the podcast we started the last time about the best habits or changing habits in your business, how it can help you. I found that great article.
Such a good
25
one.
best habits to have in business. It's intelligent change, the name of the article. And we already spoke about go to bed early so you wake up early,
Yes.
always be inspired, powerful morning. We talked about that. Zero inbox in your email. And you
Zero
know what?
inbox.
After that, I decided to do a huge cleanup in my
Good
email.
for you.
It's not zero yet, but I
Doesn't
went
it
from
feel good?
it feels
Eh? Doesn't
amazing.
it feel good? Yeah, I know.
And it's easier than to do the cleaning in the house. I
Yeah.
went to almost 300 email
Yeah.
that was sitting there
Yeah.
to 180.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
My tip for emails is this. When you open an email, before you open an email, be sure that you're going to action it.
Yeah.
So sometimes what that means for me is that I have to put it in another box that I need to action.
Yeah.
So I have files on the side of my inbox of my email, and I will put it in that, and then I will make a note to make sure that I
Yeah.
get.
We talked about that. That's exactly
Yeah,
what I do as well.
I love it.
And the last tip was eat the frog,
Eat
which
that
I
frog.
particularly like. So
Yeah.
today we're going to continue because I think it's important to have great habits and to change some habits. You remember my quote, what it was, and I mean it was a powerful topic, and we're going to continue on it.
Good.
They're talking about the Pareto Principle,
Yes.
which it's really helpful in your business and for your goal achievement
Hmm.
in general because it helps you focus your effort on the most meaningful activities. So
Yes.
it's the principle of 80% of the result you achieve comes from 20% of the effort you have invested. And that 80-20% thing comes handy and helpful in
Hmm.
every everything you need to do in your life.
You bet.
The most of personal trainer I've met before, 80% is what you eat and 20% is the exercise. It's 80-20% is
Yeah.
good in all aspects of our
And the
lives.
other side of that is when you think of your diet, don't think that you have to be 100%
Yeah,
right on. What if you're 80% and then that 20% might be that Friday or Saturday night that you decide to go to a restaurant or, indulge in it in things that you wouldn't through the week. So the 80
exactly.
rule is quite helpful.
And even in archery, when we do the
Yeah,
archery program, it's don't go crazy. It's
80/20.
not a diet. You can treat yourself. If let's say in 2 weeks you're gonna have to go at a restaurant to celebrate a birthday party or something. Just be gentle on yourself for the week, and then you can treat yourself.
Yeah,
And don't feel guilty about it. That's the worst thing.
that's the worst.
Feeling guilty is the
Mhm.
worst thing ever.
Yes, it is.
Another thing, another habit, really, really important, is to master your time. You
Oh,
have to be a time management professional.
you
Be
know, Marie, I gotta say, even when you work a 9 to 5 job,
Yep.
you have control over your time, right? You've got tasks that you need to do. I can't think of any job where you don't have control over your time. You have the ability to do what you need to do to get the job done,
Yep.
right? Even when you're sitting at your office, you're going to have work that you need to get done, and you can manage your time to get that work done. You and I are both fortunate enough to be able to be even more masters of our time, because there's an element of self-employment for both of us, right?
Exactly.
So that being said, mastering your time means that it's very easy to let other people dictate how you spend your time,
Yep. It's true.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
very easy to do that. And we're here to tell you that as soon as you take control of your time, you then realize there is more than enough time to do what you need to do.
Exactly. And to do stuff for yourself.
Yes.
If you have a craving for social media, don't open any social media on your computer while you're working, unless you need to do some posting or reply to some message. But it is so easy to lose 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and half
Oh,
an hour scrolling down. Oh,
mhm.
this is the cutest cat ever. This is the cutest dog ever. Yes, they're cute, but keep that for your lunch break.
Yes.
You can take 10 minutes while you're eating, scrolling on Facebook.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is to go and take a walk, obviously.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
if you're in a position that you cannot go and take a walk, well, use that time. Don't do it, especially if you're self-employed, because we
Yeah.
get lost very easily and quickly on social media.
That's
I don't
right.
open it. I just don't open it when I have things to do.
No,
I don't open it.
it's too easy to go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, totally. I put my head down, and that's what that's what I do. There's a lot of tools that can help you
Mhm.
with time management. You can have a spreadsheet, you can have an Excel sheet, or the productivity planner and the
Mhm.
mindful focus hourglass are two excellent tools. They
Yeah.
talk about it in the article, which I will put the link. So if you want to go and dig deeper on that, I invite you to do daily goals. This is so simple, Lynn. Number
Yes.
8, daily goals. We
Mhm.
often say, don't look at the whole year, bring it back to
Mhm.
daily. Simple.
It's very simple. And if you don't have daily goals, I'm going to say to you that you leave your life up to someone else.
Yep.
Because if you don't have at least 3 things that you want to accomplish in a day, then you're allowing other people to say, oh, hey, could you do that? Well, yeah, I can do that because like I got nothing to do, right? And I find that when you belong to an organization, like belonging to BNI, for instance, or belonging to Toastmasters, it's easier to not show up for a meeting when you don't have a role,
Yeah.
right? So a goal might be to take on a role at one of those. At a chamber event, it's easier to take on a role and show up than it is to say, "Ooh, I don't have a role," so it's easy to be absent, right? It's easy
And
to
not
be
only that,
changed.
I mean, having a role gives you visibility, which will increase your credibility.
Right.
I'm really active in LinkedIn Local in my region, in my town. I don't always have it's Tuesday night and I have to go to a networking event, but I know what's going to come out of it. And I'm going to be at the welcoming table.
Mhm.
This is the best place to be,
Oh, the
by the
best
way.
place. Yes,
Best
you
place
are
to be.
absolutely right.
And I really, once I'm there, because, sometimes in the winter it's cold or it's raining or the day didn't go as well as I expected. But when I come out of one of these events, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I am grateful that I took a job. I
Yeah.
took something to do within the organization. I've been 8 years in BNI. Every single year, I took a job in a committee or leadership team or whatever. Been
See?
3 times secretary treasurer.
Yeah.
I really enjoy being a part of something to build up something. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's
I'm the
amazing.
same.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about number. Did I skip something?
Number 9. Yeah.
Number 9. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And this is really important: tracking and analyzing.
Mm-hmm.
This is how do you know that you've made a progress? You have to track, you have to analyze.
Mm-hmm.
If you do something that doesn't work, try something else. Don't quit. Just try something else, because people are not, let's say, I know a bunch of people that are good on doing lives on social media, and they get a lot of attraction. It's not my cup of tea doing some lives. I tried, not good at it. Better record before, make sure I don't look too stupid, whatever. But
Yeah.
tracking and analyzing what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
if you made a little mistake along the way, if you're not tracking your stuff, you're not going to be able to recuperate the thing you've done wrong. How do you track and analyze your stuff?
Yeah, so I do every 3 months. I take part in a half-day coaching workshop, and that coaching workshop has just kept me on track. So that coaching workshop, and in December we plan for the coming year, and we also in that workshop break down into the first quarter what needs to happen to achieve the goal that we've set for the end of the year. So in December and then March, so December, March, June, and September, we will be, doing those half-day workshops to help people get a better idea of tracking their goals. Because, and that's the, so in June, I'm going to be analyzing, my goals from March and how I'm tracking to the end of the year. So what happens in June then is I may have to pivot. I may have to, geez, I'm not on track for that goal. I don't know, maybe that's not a goal I'm going to achieve this year. So I'm going to have to, figure out what a new goal might look like for me. Remember, goals are moving targets.
Yes.
They're not carved in stone, which means that, they're really meant to, get you to be the higher version of yourself, right? And to get you to a place that you want to be. But the only way you can do that is to track and analyze. It's like lifting weights. You start off lifting, maybe start off and you can't lift weights at all, like no weights. So you're just using your own muscle resistance. But then you move up to 3 pounds and, oh, okay. And then, if you're not tracking, you don't realize that you started out with no weights and now you're up to 20 pounds.
Yep.
Wow. That's a big accomplishment. Or weight loss,
Yeah,
right?
like in
The reason
R3.
why, R3, right? The reason why you want to weigh yourself is to see, that's a measurement of how you're tracking. It's not the only way, but it is a way to track your success, right?
Yes, totally. And like you said, if you need to pivot to do something else, change a habit per
Mhm,
se,
mhm,
this is
mhm.
how you can figure out how you've been doing with your
Yes,
goals and how you're progressing.
that's
Oh, and
right.
you're gonna love. I know I love number 10 already.
Oh, our favorite.
Networking.
But
Oh,
not everybody loves to network.
I know, I know. I've met a girl on LinkedIn, actually. She asked me for a connection request. So, well, thank you for the connection request. How can I help you? She was just starting a business. She didn't have a lot of contact. You can see that on LinkedIn. And she said, well, I'm starting something. Blah. And I said, do you do networking? This is the first question I asked. She says, literally, I hate networking. And I got to speak with her last week, actually. We had a Zoom. And the thing is, she had bad experiences before.
Uh,
So don't get stuck on bad experiences, because there are so many ways that you can do networking. I could be in the morning, at lunchtime, supper time, evening time. Just find the spot, the place, or the group you feel comfortable with.
Marie, we are so hard on ourselves. And if
Yes.
you think about, I want you to think about a baby and a baby learning how to walk.
Yeah.
We got a 1-year-old granddaughter, and she's just trying to figure it out. She's standing up, doesn't know what to do. So she sits back down, she crawls, she stands up, doesn't know what to do. So what if we said to that little one, forget it. Don't even start walking. Just stay down, just crawl for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
What kind of favors are we doing that kid? No parent ever does that.
Ever.
Every parent I know wants to see their kid, running before, and walking and just, and just doing amazing things. We never stop our kids, but somewhere along the line, we stop ourselves. We get hit with hardship, or somebody says you didn't do that right, and we just kind of shut down a little bit. I feel like networking is sometimes the same. There's a fear there that you're going to do something wrong, or you're going to say something wrong, or maybe you did say something wrong. Well, I'm going to say to you, who cares?
Of course, who
Do
cares?
it again.
Nobody
Do it
cares.
again. Come on out, do it again, right? That's what you do. You just do it again, and that's how you overcome that fear. So you take a deep breath when you walk into a room. I've got this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to meet one new person tonight. Just one.
Yeah, just one. Don't put yourself, don't say to yourself, you're going to talk to everybody, because first, that's impossible most of the time, because there's way too many people there. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, if you want to create a good connection, if you want to start building a relationship, business relationship, you need to start slow. One person, or if you feel comfortable, we do sometimes at LinkedIn Local, we do the speed networking thing. Mm-hmm, so you talk to somebody for 5 minutes and then we switch. Mm-hmm. This is amazing because within 5 minutes, I think you can figure out what type of person you're talking to. If they're only talking about themselves, find somebody else quick. Right. But I mean, if you find in 5 minutes that you had a great communication and exchange that was, good for both of you, just exchange your LinkedIn profile, your phone number, business card, whatever you use, and then continue later. Follow up is very important in networking. Yes. This is all about following up, and whatever business you have, you need to do some follow-ups at some point. It's the same thing in networking. And it says in the article, if you have a great plan, a good business strategy, and a lots of knowledge, but you have no connection, the factor alone can hinder your business success. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Do I think back to school, and I think of how we develop friendships. Every single day we saw the same friends, didn't we? Yep. Right? Every single day. So we almost followed up every single day. We found the ones that we liked. We kind of hung out with them. And every day we were following up. And then, the weekends, spending time with your friends. I consider that follow-up. But as we get older, we don't always see the same people. Sometimes we see them at work, right? And sometimes they become really good friends. But if we're self-employed, we may not have that opportunity. So we have to go out and create that follow-up. Yep. Right? Create the friendships and create those relationships. I agree. I mean, everything in business is about follow-up. Yeah, it is. Especially if you sell a product or a service. I'm going to say, I'm going to say it's follow-up, and it's also deepening the relationship. Yeah. And I think you're saying we're saying the same thing. When you say follow-up, it's not just, hey, you want to buy my product? It's, no, hey, how are you doing? Marie, how did it go? How are you doing? How is your family? How are your cats? How's Ben? That, like, how are you? Right? Those deepening the relationship so that you can, follow up and follow through. Yeah, totally. And at some point, if that person asks you what you do, you can say, but don't go first like a bull and say, hey, you have to buy this, or you have to try my coaching service or whatever. Yeah. You need to make sure that person, because you can coach pretty much everybody, but you need to find somebody like me per se will need to find a coach that will understand me. Yes. And it is so important because there are so many out there And I can say I have a great coach.
Yeah, love you.
You are amazing. And there's so many out there, and I'm pretty sure most of them are great,
Yeah.
amazing. But you need to find somebody that will understand your reality.
Mhm.
If you want to be coached in person, well, we can do that. You can coach me in person. Let's say I would like to have somebody in person like once a week or whatever. We can do that. But you can look out there and find a good fit
Yeah.
for you, for your business, for your goals. So go out there, be present, engage in conversation. Just don't pass around business card or flash what you do or what you sell. Make some connection. This is
Yeah.
really, really
And we
important.
we had a great YouTube video on that for networking. I think we
Yeah,
did that a
yeah,
couple of weeks ago. So yeah, if you need any information on that, there's lots of information out there. But networking is, you want to have a plan, and you want to, just be interested, not interesting. Meaning, be
exactly.
interested in the person. How are you doing? Tell me a little bit more about what you do. Tell me a little bit more about what excites you, instead of being the center of attraction, instead of saying, well, I did this and I did that. And, this is what I think. And no, direct the questions to get a better understanding and be
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah, listen to make sure that you understand.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Not
important.
to continue and come back to yourself unless the person asks you,
Yeah.
which is okay because it's going to happen. So yeah.
It's so true.
So a good habit in your business is to do networking. Oh, we could talk about that
Oh
like
my gosh. And
rest
we
of the day.
have, and we totally have.
Yes. So
And
we're gonna need to hear your quote now because I know you always find great quotes. So what is your quote for today?
well, before I say that, I want to be sure that you're liking and subscribing to our channel, because that's where you're going to get the drop on when we have our
Yes.
downloads, our
Yes.
uploads. And you want to follow us on Facebook and
Yes.
LinkedIn, and follow us individually for sure.
By the way, it
Yeah.
looks like people really enjoy the Tuesday mornings, so we're gonna keep it up for
Let's
the
keep
Tuesday
going.
morning. Yeah.
So we upload on Tuesday mornings.
Yes.
My quote has been said by a number of people. The most recent, I think, is Jack Canfield in The Success Principles. If you haven't read that book, that is a good book to read. Success Principles. It belongs in every business library. What others think of you is none of your business.
I love it. I
What
love it.
others think of you is none of your business. Now think
Yeah.
about this. You are going along, and you've got some great goals for yourself. You're doing everything right. There's always going to be a hater. There's always going to be someone who's going to say, well, you could be doing it this way, or you should do it that way, or you know what? Opinions are free and everyone has them.
Yep.
What others think of you is none of your business. My life changed when I realized that. In a room of 100 people, you're going to have 100 different opinions of who you are.
Yep.
The only person who knows you is you, right?
Exactly.
The only person who knows me is me. I welcome opinions. I love it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with what I know about me.
Yeah.
And it's my opinion of me that matters. Your opinion might enhance, but to be honest, I'm the one who knows me the most.
Exactly.
As soon as you realize that, I promise your life will change. We
A
go
lot of
around
thing, a lot
pleasing
of thing
too
can
many
change.
people, right?
Yeah.
We go around pleasing, trying to please. Like, if you think about it, 100 different people, and you're trying to please. Oh, you want me to do that? Okay, you want me to be this way, and then you just run yourself ragged. That's how anxiety starts.
Yep.
That's how depression starts. That's how that low self-worth. And I really believe that single principle, what others think of you, is none of your business. That is gold for me.
It is. I really, really like it. I'm going to write it down and put it on a post-it somewhere here, I think, and I'm going to read it every day. This is what I like to do. Read
Yeah.
and read again a
Read
quote,
it, read it,
so
read it.
yeah, so I can be really full of it. So thank you so much for that amazing quote. And we're going to continue the habits in our next podcast next week. So we really hope you enjoyed it. Lynn, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.
Always a pleasure. Enjoy, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.